Energy readers of the world, welcome back to my channel. Zenergy, where we find the Zen within. Well, let's just hop right into this because this retrograde is retroing pretty heavy, pretty hardcore. It doesn't really ever affect me, myself, personally. I only know this because I found out I was born during a retrograde, so apparently it doesn't affect me the same way it does everybody else. It kind of amplifies me. But this is a time, Mercury retrograde, you know, everyone's scared of it, but it's actually a really amazing time for introspection. It's a great time to go back and any of those old projects that you were thinking about picking up again. Maybe now's the time to pick them up again, huh? And that's why the first card that's come out here in the Moonology deck is the adjustments are required. Adjustments to what? Adjustments to your third quarter moon. I had to bring it back because there's a lot of purple in this card. And I don't know if that means anything to you, but it is a representation of royalty. But adjustments are required to your life to probably start what's the word, Spirit? Intermingle into your life. And I really, okay, I'm burning my last incense. This is the last non-North Node read. So the next read that I do with my new incense, out of everything that I picked up from the apothecary and the gem store, I did not get any incense. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. If you don't know your North Node, please find that out. It is your path, your purpose. Everybody is not letting you know the truth about your North Node. And if you find your North Node, you're not probably going to need me or any of these other guys anymore. So let's find out what's going to come out for tarot here. You've already seen what we're doing. Copper flying everywhere here. You and them, because of my channel, love is a bunker, not a battlefield. If it's a battlefield, that's an enemy. You battle enemies. I just scared my cat. I now know the term, where the term came from, scaredy cat. Because they get scared of the funniest things. But then don't get scared of the things they should. Interesting. It's kind of backwards. Anyhow, let's see what we've got going on. Oh, yeah, see? Ten of Swords. So you have went through something with your person, and you're pretty much bored with love. You don't care about it right now. You know, I'm with you on that again, kind of. Not really, I don't know. But, you know, wow, okay, so let's just, we got a lot of air going on here. Okay, there we go. There's where we finally turn. There's where we finally turn. There we go. Yeah, you're about to have a whole life change. A whole life change. Okay, with the North Node coming out here, the bookends, we have the Ten of Swords and the Judgment. And a whole lot of craziness going on in between. But I don't know a better card to follow up or to end with on the Ten of Swords with the Judgment card. But your current energy is the Page of Swords, so you're really looking into somebody here. You're really looking into somebody. You're really looking into somebody that was in your past. Why do I say that? Because the Page of Swords is looking back. Not viciously. Not breaking neckingly, if that makes sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Oh, pieces of my malachite laying around here, looks like. Get that out of here. Yeah, so you're really looking back at something. Somebody, you know, the Knight of Swords is also looking back. That's kind of a vicious running back. And maybe this is a good thing for you to do. You know, this is a looking back, and maybe this is not looking back at a person, because with the Four of Cups here, it might be that you're really looking back. That's what's coming now, is you're actually looking back at something that the universe was trying to do for you and you missed it. And you're trying to figure out what did I miss? What was missed? Yeah, that's it. What was missed? You know, right before I hit the button here, I heard the word. At first, I thought that the spirit was saying "be despondent." I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right. Be despondent? No. That doesn't sound. That doesn't sound like something spirit would say. And I actually wasn't 100% sure if I knew even what the word was. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna look this up. So I don't know. And of course, I was right. And I had to tap in again and listen fully, because I wasn't fully listening. I was trying to prepare and okay, all right. Trying to prepare and not fully focused yet. So they corrected me and said, no. Let them know not to be despondent, which is like the Five of Cups. Don't be in the Five of Cups energy. Even though it may look like in the 3D or whatever that you are clearly in the Five of Pentacles, for what everybody else would say. But that's where the attitude of gratitude really needs to take an effect. Being grateful in all things. Yeah. And so this Ten of Swords, where we let out right off the gate, I mean, just, ugh, clarifies the Five of Wands. And so, what that is telling me is that it was a lot of people that you were, it's kind of like the Seven of Cups, maybe right before that. You were not sure on who to pick. There was a lot of people in your energy. There was a lot of people that were attracted to you. They, still are. Not saying that, you're not attractive anymore. But, the universe was trying, and maybe this is, okay, I'm not a twin flame reader. You know this already. But, if you are on a twin flame journey, and if you resonate with the twin flame journey, that's what's kind of here. And it's like the universe is reminding you or showing you or bringing back this person, and it may not be that it's this retrograde brought them back. Maybe they were already back before this retrograde even began, and you're kind of nervous about that because all you hear about is what not to do during retrogrades. And I believe that a lot of people, they just don't understand that just because there's these rules, so to speak, doesn't mean that they're 100%. That's where you really have to tap into your own intuition. And not everything that you read and hear and see is right. And that's why that step out of your comfort zone is here. Because we've got the Seven of Swords clarifying that Knight of Swords. And it's getting deeper. It's getting deeper and deeper. And I believe what we're about to find out confirmation, what you're about to find out, and that was actually just a random I don't even know why my phone has been doing that, but it's like something with Microsoft. I think it's connecting maybe to my computer. I don't know. But clarifying the Page of Swords is the Lover's card. And clarifying the King of Cups is the Nine of Cups. I mean, that's, if that's not more emotionally fulfilled, if that's not becoming the most emotionally fulfilled person that you could possibly become, because these are lined up. These are, I'm getting goosebumps. I mean, like, big time here. But these are lined up, stacked on top of each other. North Node, King of Cups, Nine of Cups. So, if you know anything about North Node, if you've ever followed any of my reads, I will say, and you will find this out, that if you will follow your North Node, you will definitely become emotionally fulfilled, because you're now following your path and your purpose. And so when that happens, that's when you become unfuckwithable. Okay? That's when you become unfuckwithable. That's when you become in such a state of zen that you now become Zenergy. And you will now infect everybody with the amount of zen and the amount of comfort, the amount of emotional stability that you have will infect everybody around you. You will hear things like, I wish I was more like you. I wish I took things the way you did. I wish I saw things the way you do. I wish that, you hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it, to where it's like, oh my God, it's so easy. But it's not. It's not. Because if it was, everybody would be doing it and there wouldn't be all these issues and problems and, people blinded by the light. Now we have two kings out here. Like, this is, I'm speaking to I'm speaking to a masculine here. And, we all know that it's energy and you can be the feminine in masculine energy. Unfortunately, this day and age, there are a lot of feminines that are in their masculine energy because they have to be. Some of them are forced to be. Some of them believe that they have to be. It's unfortunate, but, it's still the best time to be alive, and we get to be part of this history and watching this unfold and refold. Yeah, there we go. You're really just going to have to keep, oh my goodness, like, it's Page of Swords again, clarifying the Judgment card, which is a brand new day. And the only way that you're going to have this brand new day, this brand new start, this judgment over your life. This is a judgment over your life. A renewal over your life. You've got to stay steadfast. You've got to continue to okay, just making sure we were still recording here. My computer just minimized. Retro. Grade B retroing? Yeah. We're still here. So, I don't know what that distraction was about, but let's get back into wherever I left off, because the distractions are around. Easily distracted. And there's the Eight of Wands on the bottom. So you're about to do something. What are you about to do? What is it? What is it that you are passionate about? What is it that you had the most fun? Like, the most fun. And you would just wish that you did this for a living. What was it? That's that $6 million question. If money was no issue, If money was no object, what would you do? You know, because the only reason we go to our jobs is to chase money. The only reason that we do a lot of things that we do is for money. All types of things, it's for money. And it's usually not what we want to do. It's not like our first pick. It's just like, yeah, I'm really good at this, and I can just go do this or whatever. You know, but here's our secret card. We're going to pick that and throw that up here. And it seems to always tie everything together and get great advice. I did steal that from another reader. I'm sure somebody here knows who it is. We've got the Lovers right in the middle, clarifying that Page of Swords, and I can't stop staring at it. So I really want to throw this shadow deck on here real quick. We've got time. You can fast forward it even if you wanted. But so there is a lot of contemplation. There's a lot of I don't want to say lurking, but there is a lot of investigating, you know, and with there being so much air here and Mercury being in retrograde, Mercury is about communication, and it's actually a time where you need to speak your truth. Mercury in retrograde is a time where it's time, just let it out. See, I got goosebumps there. Like, just, it's time to let it out. Whatever you've been holding in, you know, it's time to let it out. We're getting 3 cards on this. Why? Yeah, okay. You're about to get the truth on it. Oh, my goodness. We just rolled a snake eyes, and there it is. Yeah. You believe you're never going to know the truth. You're never going to hear the truth. You believe nobody's ever going to tell you the truth. You believe nobody's ever going to actually give you what you're giving them. I said that not to be despondent. Don't believe you're in lack. Don't put yourself in lack. The more that you ruminate on lack, the more that you get and stay and are stuck there. I know. I have been living it for years. I have finally figured it out. I was blaming all these other people. It's like, oh, wait, I'm the one. I'm the one who sets this. And on the bottom with the Queen of Pentacles and the World card and the Two of Wands, see, I'm saying, like, you cannot stay in the mindset, this feedback loop of nobody's ever going to love me, nobody's ever going to tell me the truth. You cannot. Okay, my computer's doing it again. It's got a mind of its own. Odd. Anyhow, this is all surrounding around love, and it's not even like, oh, you know who I'm talking about, because when I'm reading this, I don't know who I'm talking about. So you don't know who I'm talking about, because there was a lot of, you had a lot, I'm not saying that like you're some kind of, I don't know, you know, there's lots of words I could say there, but you had a lot of encounters. You had a lot of love. You gave a lot of love. You know? And so it's confusing as, you know, did I miss my opportunity? Did I miss my opportunity? I don't know if you can hear my, I apologize if you can hear any of my kids in the background. But here we are. You got everything that you need. Everything always works out for you. And you're not realizing that. You're not acknowledging that. because you're in lack. You see that you don't have what you think you should have. You're not where you think you should be. That's Seven of Wands. We don't have a Seven of Wands out here. Or I mean, I'm sorry, Seven of Pentacles. You know, but you can't keep thinking that way because it keeps you back there. It's just the way it works. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. It's just that's how far and how deep that this programming has taken us. My computer literally will not stop minimizing and maximizing and minimizing and maximizing. Who is doing that? Why are they doing it? It's driving me bonkers. Okay. I'm gonna throw down. I got goosebumps surging all over. It's like I can't even explain it. It's strange. So I can't believe we did the snake eyes here. I cannot believe we rolled snake eyes. Yeah, see, there is somebody that can't stop thinking about you. And that's why you're getting driven mad, because you feel it. You understand it. You know how it works. You know, and they're saying, I can't talk to you right now. But they're still thinking about you. Why? Life without you is hopeless, dark and depressing. I miss your light. The way I've treated you was wrong, you know, and that's why is it that the hardest word in the I always say English language, but we'll say the hardest word in any language, I would be willing to put all of my money on, everything that I own, my kids, my mom, I'd put it all. The hardest word in all languages is sorry. And it's not even like some people do just throw that word out like water, just to get you to shut up and just to, you know, that they can just keep going on and that you'll reward their bad behavior and they'll just keep doing whatever they were doing. But genuine sorry. And yeah, I understand. We're supposed to be unapologetically us. But there's a difference, and there's, you know, you have to use your discernment and your judgment when it comes to that. I'm not saying sit here and apologize for your whole life. But when somebody's done you wrong, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? They're scared of rejection. That's why they're not talking to you. Okay? And aren't we all scared of rejection? You know? A lot of people will be like, oh, no, I just go for it. Yeah, you go for it, sure. Everybody goes for it. Eventually, everybody goes for it. But you still have that fear. What if? The what if? The what if? The what if? Yeah, let's. That's it. I know you're like, well, who is it? Who is this person? Who is it? Why? Why is it so hard to figure out who it is? Why are they being so secretive? Why do they care so much about rejection? Especially if you guys have already had a past of any kind. Maybe you've rejected them in the past. Maybe they've rejected you, and now they believe that, oh, well, they're going to do it just because they want revenge. You know, the old unevolved scorpionic way. Yeah. You know, we all do it subconsciously, you know, on accident, revenge. Oh, you know, lovers on the bottom, and it stayed there. I couldn't get rid of it. I saw it there and I didn't say anything about it, and it just stayed there. So yeah, your person really wants to move on to calmer waters. Okay. There's that Judgment card again with the Emperor. So just heavy, heavy masculine energy. We got the Kings and the Emperor out here. And, you know, did you miss your opportunity? No, because what you want wants you. And there's the Knight of Wands. What you want wants you. You know, it's not going to pass you by. I did see, this made me laugh. If you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, that's because nobody else wanted it, and you need to let it go again. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. It gets confusing, you know. It gets confusing, and you get excited when someone pops up out of nowhere. But that's why that's why this seeking and contemplating and researching energy is here, because you really want to know, is that the person I'm supposed to be with? Because I really thought it was going to be this person, but they don't even know I exist. Type of energy, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I do know, but that's what I'm getting. Love that Phoenix is on the Judgment card here. You know, that's because the Judgment is what a lot of readers don't bring out. The Judgment card is, okay, everybody's judged. It's a level playing field. Now it's time for the new you. Okay? That's why a lot of people will say it is a Scorpio card. I don't actually believe that it is. It's more like maybe another Sagittarius card. I don't know why I'm getting that. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, Spirit really bringing out the love bug. Bringing out lovers again. Okay, so it was on the bottom of the other deck. We already pulled it here, clarifying that. There's my friend. The June bugs are late this year. If I open the door and leave it open too long, they get in, and one just showed up. I wonder who he is. He's on my crow feather, which actually I forgot to go back for when I mowed. It's from my crow in my backyard, and then when I came back to mow a couple days later, because I remember saying, if that's still there when I get back, if I didn't mow over it, I'm going to pick it up. I never did. And then 2 days later when I mowed again, or 3 days, because sometimes we got to do that here, it was still there. So there you go. It's my official crow feather. But the Lover's card again from the Psychic Reading card. Psychic Reading deck. Oh, let's see if we can do that. I don't know. Time on the bottom, 33, another master number. I don't know why I said another. I guess because today is 22. I don't know, but this is the 21 energy, 3. Lovers. Love is in the air. I almost said that too. It's almost like spring sprung late. Like this is late spring where everybody gets Twitter pated now. You have received this card as the universe wants you to know that love is on the horizon. As a loving spiritual being, the universe understands how you want to share your life and love with your soulmate. Sometimes life can be a lonely path when you don't have a significant other. The Psychic Reading card of Lovers is a gentle reminder that the universe is assisting you, that Four of Cups, with manifesting and bringing your soulmate into your life. Again, like I said, you might already have your soulmate in your life, and you're trying to figure out if that's really the person, and really your person is just not really doing anything at all. Like, none of this is showing me your person moving towards you or thinking about you. I mean, I believe they are, because that's why. Yeah, you already know what I said when I said what I said. But it's not like they're waiting on the phone or they're doing love spells on you. None of that. None of that. Yeah. The most important thing to remember about this card is that manifesting doesn't work overnight. Being patient is one of the most important gifts to have when you are waiting for your lover to come into your life. Know in your heart that things are going on behind the scenes and your soulmate is on their way. This card can also represent the current love in your life, being an indication that there are positive changes taking place within your relationship, and you are moving into a state of union. This can include the announcement of a proposal or engagement, an upcoming wedding, or of you and your partner moving in together. And maybe that's why there's so much of this really digging into this other person. And it may not even be that you're doing it online. It may all be completely all in your mind. And that's it. I don't know. But that's kind of what's coming out now while I'm reading this. They're telling me to make sure to bring that out. The card can also remind you that the current love in your life, wow, no. It could simply be a sign you are ready to progress to the next step in your relationship, and the universe is telling you this is a positive move for you both. It can also be a sign that you need to put more effort into your relationship and put the romance back into your life. Sometimes we get too busy and bogged down with work and the stresses of life. We can start to take our partners for granted, and the romance wanes, which I believe it's a waning crescent moon right now. So that could also be a part of why that love is waning. It's kind of going with the moon phase. It's just a phase. We can start to take our partners for granted and the romance wanes. If this is the case, this card is a gentle reminder that you need to go on a date. Go out for dinner, book a holiday or a weekend away, and spend some well-earned romantic time together to rekindle your relationship. I just rekindled my relationship with myself this past weekend. I decided on an impromptu, just drove 4 hours away to a random gem shop, and I'm glad that I did. It was on a whim. I checked in with the pendulum, got a resounding yes quickly, twice in a row. And that's why there's a few new pieces on my table. I love it. I just can't get enough. It's a feeling you can't even explain when you pick something up, when you know it's for you. When you know it's for you. Anyhow, let's see what the Secret Manifestation card says that you need to figure out, work on, don't work on. I don't know. Here we go. And this is actually going right along with what I'm about to say in my close. Change your thoughts, change the future. At the end of every day before you go to sleep, think through the events of the day. If any events or moments didn't go the way you wanted, replay them in your mind the way you wanted them to go. You have now completely changed your future. And it's good to go backwards. And we used to call it breaking down our day in the sales job I was in years ago. But, you kind of break down your day, but you go backwards. And you start from the last thing that just happened and you go all the way to the morning, And, it kind of keeps your train of thought, because when you start thinking about choppy this and that and everything in your mind, that's how your mind wanders, because it has no direction. So it's just kind of just wandering around aimlessly, So breaking down your day really helps, and it will put you to sleep pretty quick. So that's that. Hopefully it was helpful for you. I know that it was, because this was divinely guided, and I will not sit here and promise you. You will just see. We're going to get more consistent. Like I said, back on the North Node reads. I know I've been saying that for, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 or 5, 6 months. I don't know. But it's my channel. You can't do anything. You just have to go find someone else that's doing it, I guess. No, but here we are. And, yeah. With that, I'll leave you with this. Please watch your thoughts. They will turn into your words. Watch your words. They will turn into your habits. Watch your habits. They will turn into your character. I will see you on the north side.